Aloha and welcome to Roy and Betty's Real Estate Corner, brought to you by Coldwell Banker, Roy and Betty Sakamoto. Here we are again, Roy. What are we up to today?
Could be a lot.
Could be a lot.
Could be a lot.
Could be a big day. Big day.
But thank goodness we're over the rain, I hope.
We hope so.
Yeah.
So many people.
2 Kona storms in a row. I mean, it's not good. Not good.
There are so many potholes. It's so difficult right now just driving around. You know, your car has bigger wheels than mine, but it is hard. I mean, if you hit a pothole, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
I like to just leave my car home right now. But here we are. We're back. Betty's Real Estate Corner, kind of talking up a little bit of real estate. We've got some...
A little bit of weather and...
maybe more weather than real estate.
Well, we were in California last week and it was hot.
Oh, it was really crazy hot.
90 degrees,
yeah.
90-something. Yeah.
And I think it's been hot everywhere, across the country.
Well, yeah, in some spots.
Yeah.
And, they're having... I mean, it's weird weather. It's, I guess right now it's snowing in parts of the Midwest and Northeast and heat wave in other parts. And
what about Buffalo?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Buffalo?
I better check with Buffalo.
Yeah.
You've usually got snow when you're not supposed to have it, and you've got bright sunshine when you're not supposed to have it. But everybody in Buffalo is happy with Buffalo.
Of course.
And that is the truth.
Yeah. Sure.
Anyway, so here we are. We get to be in the tropics.
Yes.
And
it was fun landing Saturday night.
Ooh. We flew back home Saturday night, and I'll tell you, that was not a pretty picture.
No.
When it landed and kind of bounced and then did a few more bounces down the runway. And I'll tell you, when it stopped, you were happy. At least I was happy. I was really scared. I thought, oh, no, this is not good. But we were happy. It all worked.
Then we had to wait an hour for a gate to open.
Yeah, that was the worst part about the whole thing. You finally stopped at the gate, and everybody immediately is getting up out of their seats. And pretty quickly, the flight attendants are getting back in their seats because they're going to have to move the plane again.
No, we weren't even at the gate.
Well, I know that we weren't, but at the time, we thought we were. And everybody was ready to get out off the plane. It had been kind of a long ride. And
actually, the flight was pretty good till the last hour.
Pretty good.
And then we kind of bounced around, but
it was bouncy.
What the heck?
It was okay.
We made it.
We're happy. We're home. So everything is good.
And it was pretty full, too. Pretty full flight.
The plane was full, I think.
Yeah.
I think someone said that it was.
Right.
Which was great. We were almost going to change to the next day, which I think would have been worse in the end.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I'm happy to be home no matter what. When you're heading home to Maui, you just want to get home. Well, no matter where home is. I lived in Buffalo for a long, long time, and I remember any time I went home, you're just always happy to be home. It could be 30 feet of snow, but you're happy to be home. So
anyway, one side benefit of all this rain is the greenery.
Oh,
everything is green.
I took a bunch of pictures today. Roy was the driver, and we're coming over from Lahaina, and everything is magnificently green. It's really the best. It's anyone that hasn't been out driving around, it's worth doing it. But look out for the potholes. Whatever you do, look out for the potholes. Right. So what about real estate today? What are you thinking?
Well, it's an interesting market. Again, we've got, 270, 280 escrows going in Maui, and that's a good number, good, comfortable number. Doesn't signify a softness in the market or a real strength in the market. It's kind of going a little bit up and down, but still good to see a lot of activity.
I think so. Mortgage rates are still okay.
Yeah.
I mean, people are pretty, they're buying again, I think. And I think it's not that bad a market.
No, if anything, it's probably leaning a little bit towards a great buyer's market.
I think so. I'm with you. It's a buyer's market.
Especially in condominiums where, we still have that big cloud of Bill 9 hanging over us, which, we've talked about this, I don't know how many times, but it's the bill that bans vacation renting and apartment zone properties and so forth. So it's tough.
Yeah, I just don't think, I'm sorry to say this in a way, they can't do that. I mean, that is so unfair to people that have bought properties with vacation rentals to then pull them away. I just don't think you can do that. I mean, it's not fair in a community.
Well, I see both sides of it. There's some developments that were built for long-term housing, for workforce housing.
But they never could sell them.
Well,
They couldn't get them sold
at the time.
at the time.
But, and then we kind of lost control, and I'm not sure that on the exact number of units that were built to satisfy workforce housing regulations at that time. But, now that they've turned the corner and allowed vacation renting in those, it's kind of screwed up the market to a certain extent. We'll see, though. There's lawsuits pending. The only way to change whatever we don't like is to re-elect new people into office.
I guess that's true, but I think we've got some excellent people in office, so I think it's time for them to take a long, hard look also.
Yeah, I
at
think
what
the
they're
whole
doing.
political world, not only here, but nationally, everybody's getting so polarized. You're either a red or blue or whatever. And,
Well-
it's unfortunate. And we're seeing the same here, not to the extent of being red or blue or whatever. But, there's some strong issues out there, community issues. The Lahaina fire kind of brought this to a head, and it's continued. And now, with the flooding and all the flood damage and so forth we've seen, again, we're having the same issues as far as housing and so forth.
Yeah, we're actually hearing about people now that are having flood problems in homes that were rebuilt.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how that's happening, but that's, half of them are probably half done, speaking of half.
Well,
Awful. I mean,
right.
it's terrible for people.
No, there's quite a few of the homes I know of that are under construction in Lahaina, and those that have just recently been completed that have had flood issues, and so not good.
No, and you've got to hope that the people have insurance now, because that was a tragedy when everything went down the last time, because there were so many people that were underinsured or not insured. It was a very difficult time for anybody. The cost of insurance was crazy high, and people ended up with no insurance. And also the homes, often you couldn't insure them.
No.
It's been so hard for people. And everybody, I think, is doing their best. People are trying to work within the system.
But we are a village. Like the last few days, they've announced closing of the Kula Hospital because of water damage and so forth. And I know Halimakua has opened up a wing, especially for residents of Kula Hospital, to come on down to Halimakua. I know there have been other outlets, and including some on Oahu, where I guess they've flown a few of the patients, the residents, from Kula to places in Oahu. So, but it takes a community, and we'll get through this.
But that is a tragedy for people also that are here, their whole family's here, and sure, they can end up in Oahu, but that's so hard on the families, on everybody, on the patient. It's a tragedy for people.
Yeah, but
very difficult.
But again, we're resilient, and we'll get through it.
We will. Yeah. Let's go back to real estate for a minute.
Yeah.
I think we talked. You were saying a minute ago, but I think it is true that real estate is still doing well. I think that there's some great investment opportunities out there that are lower than they would have been at a different time. So I think it can be a great time to step in and make a purchase.
No, it's still your best investment vehicle. People look at the stock market; it's going nuts. I'm not quite sure why. It's almost artificial to me. But over the long haul, real estate has been the best investment, day in and day out. It's nothing you're going to make a fortune in overnight. But a little patience investing in real estate, whether it's your primary residence or secondary or just plain investment property. Nothing beats real estate.
Speaking of real estate, you were looking at earlier this listing that Elizabeth Quayle has, 1525 Kaupakalua Road, 3 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, over 4,000 square feet. That seems to be I have not seen that myself, but reading the information on it seems like that could be a spectacular.
No, it's great property. There's some acreage involved. It's
5.5 acres in Haiku.
Right.
I mean, that by itself, emerald green.
Yes.
Everything is so green right now. It is spectacular.
Right.
Just drive across the Poly. It's been such a hard time, from the standpoint of everything was so dry that to see it today, we should all be just driving around.
That listing of Elizabeth is great. It's again, it's a little bit of a drive to get there into Haiku, but boy, it's beautiful property.
Yeah, it surely is. And then there's an ohana with that.
Right.
3 bedroom, 2 bath ohana that has 1,000 square feet. So again, it's got a little bit of everything at 5.5 acres in the heart of Haiku. Couldn't be better.
Right. And again, to check out real estate anywhere on Maui, go to sakamotoproperties.com, our website, which is administered by Meyer Computer. They do a great job on our website, and it gives you direct access to everything listed in Maui.
You could call Roy if you're looking at any of these properties, 808-870-7060, or you could call Betty, 808-870-7062. On this one, if you're trying to reach her shortly, call Elizabeth Quayle, 808-276-6061. That'll give you a head start on it.
Yeah.
But spectacular property.
Here's another great property. It's 31 Pu'alu Loop. It's listed by Mihaela Stoops from our office. And this is great. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath. It's a great family home, over 2,500 square feet in the Honokeana subdivision in Lahaina. And built in 1991 and remodeled in 2025, last year. And it's listed at $1,699,000. Great buy. It's a great family home, 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, over 2,500 square feet.
Another one, Pineapple Hill. It's a newer listing at Pineapple Hill, 100 Woodrose Place, listed at $5.9 million. Again, probably the best view house in Pineapple Hill.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And everything about it is really great.
It was built by one of Maui's master builders, Gary Dixon. And it's a great floor plan, solid construction, beautiful pool. It's an infinity edge pool. And it's about a 180-degree view. You look down towards the north end of Ka'anapali, all the way up to the northern end of Kapalua.
This is a house, too. It shows it as a 3-bedroom on the county records, but basically it could be used as a 5-bedroom.
Oh, absolutely. Very easy.
The way they built it, the original owners were spectacular, and they did everything that they could in there.
Right.
With a spectacular view, spectacular.
Yeah, it's got an open loft, which can actually be sealed off, and it's actually technically a bedroom because it does have a closet. It's got a beautiful bath, and just well made.
And it does have like sliders that will automatically close it. You don't have to rebuild anything to make that really a private bedroom. And it's large. It's got a nice closet, as you said, everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Really, really great.
Absolutely.
Love the house. Large garage.
Pineapple Hill is one of the better subdivisions anywhere on Maui.
Yeah, it really is. Everything there is great. There's a little bit of everything. And I don't know. I mean, it's just one of my favorite houses. Worth taking a look at.
There's another one at Pineapple Hill. It's 112 Pulelehua, listed by Kerry Nicholson from our office. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, right on the golf course at Kapalua. And it's about 4,500 square feet, listed at 5.1 million. Great location behind the gates at Pineapple Hill.
And another one here that says oceanfront, 4851 Lower Honoapialani Road, listed at 12 million. It's again a contemporary Polynesian style oceanfront gated estate. Again, 10-foot motorized pocket doors. It has everything. Easy to get in to see it.
Oh, it's a great location too, and it's very well built. I'm not sure why this hasn't sold yet, because I know it's been on the market for a while. I think the price is right. It's a lot of house for the money, and again, oceanfront. So,
but it is. I agree. It is a lot of house for the money, and I think this part of the market has been a little bit difficult. But I think all of a sudden we're going to have more than one person looking at that, and there have been. I mean, there have been a lot of people looking at it, but I think there's going to be people making offers. It's just got to happen because there's more and more calls coming in on it.
Yeah. What's interesting, and I guess this could be considered in this price range, the luxury market. And part of our trip last week to the mainland, we spent just 2 days in Las Vegas, of all places. But the Las Vegas Journal, the local newspaper, had a great article on their luxury market in Las Vegas, and it is booming. Unbelievable, the number of sales in Lake Las Vegas and Henderson and so forth, and what they consider their luxury market. And it's, it's, I don't know, it's, I think it's a foretelling of the future.
I think so too. You're right. No question.
Yeah, the prices there for their luxury market would be like $2 million on up. Not too dissimilar from ours here.
In a way, you're right. It's not too dissimilar. Going back for a minute to the one on the lower road, 4851, that also has 3-car garage, custom water features, and it's a total turnkey. You can walk in there and live.
Absolutely.
You just bring your clothes and get them unpacked, and I think you'll be all set. But again, call us. Call Marianne Fitch. You could reach her at 808-250-1583 or call Roy Sakamoto, 808-870-7060.
Yeah, or look at our website again, sakamotoproperties.com. It gives you all the info for all of the listings on Maui, whether it's listed by Coldwell Banker or anybody else.
It's a great website, actually, and you can flip around it, and, there's almost too much information. You could spend every day of your life actually going through that website in a way. But if you start looking and you're really a little bit interested, or if you might be in the future, start looking at it. It's sakamotoproperties.com. Easy to get into, easy to find, and easy to go around it and find whatever you want.
Absolutely. Or, even if you're tuning in from the mainland and listening to our show, you could be in Detroit, Michigan, or wherever. Go to our website, sakamotoproperties.com. You can hit on it every day. It'll show you whatever's happened in the market the day before. It's a great website, and again, gives you all the information, what's for sale, what has sold, and so forth.
Yeah, it does. And again, it's so easy to get around it. You can get in there and get from one thing to another, and you can find pretty much everything.
Absolutely.
Easy job.
Easy job. And there's another interesting home. It's that 67 Willie Okai Place, or Willie Okai Way. It's in Laniapoko, the Pu'unoa Estates. And it's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, about 3,600 square feet. And it's listed at $7,950,000. It also is sitting on over 5 acres, about 5.5 acres. At 67 Willie Okai Way. What an ocean view from this property. It's a beautiful, beautiful property. And it's listed by Kerry Nicholson from our office. And again, go to our website, sakamotoproperties.com, and look up 67 Willie Okai Way.
Okay, here's another one that we've talked about 71 at the Ironwoods, unit number 71, listed at $4.9 million. It's a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, and it's really one of the best location at the Ironwoods.
What is the best location?
Yeah, and it needs to get upgraded, but you could live there while you're making your plans. You could live there and get through a year or two, because it is a busy time here with construction happening. But I think that would give you enough time to be there and to figure out exactly what you wanted to do. But there is no better location. And you're there, what is the 17th fairway?
Now the 17th hole of the bay course. Used to be hole number 5, right on the ocean. It's from number 71 at the Ironwoods. You also have a great view looking down towards Oniloa Bay and the white sands of Oniloa Bay. Just a fantastic, fantastic location.
The bay course is closed right now, but it will end up reopened. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Right.
Because of all the water issues, they ended up having to close the course.
Yeah, ironic with all the rain we've had that, we've had water issues, but...
I hope someone's collecting that water.
Well, and, it will get redone, and it needs it. The course is 50 some odd years old, so it's in need of upgrading and so forth, which was already planned before this water situation came up.
Well, the other thing about this is, you can walk to the Ritz-Carlton. You could walk to any place from that unit. Very simple.
Yeah,
you can get around
the Kapalua Resort, very easy, right?
Plantation House Restaurant, Sea House Restaurant, and the Pili Kai. You're really right out in front there. You can be snorkeling. The golf course will be coming through again in the not too distant future, and you will love it. But the turtles out there also.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. The huge, huge turtles. They are so amazing.
And, switching locations. Here's a Masters in Ka'anapali. It's number 1603. It's listed by Chris Haig from our office. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and the Masters is a great, great location. They don't allow vacation renters, so, you've got long-term tenants or full-time residents, or the apartments are locked up and just used as second homes. But this is listed at only $1,195,000, listed by Chris Haig from our office, and great price for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath at the Masters.
There's another Masters, Roy, listed by our office, 1708, $1,399,999. I guess we should have said $1,004,000. But it is a spectacular listing, huge view, upper floor, really worth taking a look at if that's, in your ball game. And it looks like we've now had 2-minute warning.
Yeah, we don't quite, we're not quite formally on the market, but we're going to have Masters 3604. This is absolutely the most highly upgraded Masters I've ever seen. And it's got an unbelievable view. 3604 at the Masters in Ka'anapali. Myself and Juliet Lehiran are going to be the listers, and we're going to be listing it at $1,995,000, and well worth every penny of it.
Yeah, I think so.
No better upgrades, no better view at the Masters.
Well, we've moved quickly on to the 1-minute warning.
Ah.
So think about it. I mean, if you're looking to buy something at Kapalua or any place in Maui, give us a call. Roy Sakamoto, 808-870-7060.
Or the website.
Or go to the website, sakamotopropertiesplural.com, and you can get into everything, take a look at everything. And in just a minute, we're going to have Danny Couch coming back on with I Love Hawaii. And, he's jumping right on this. Timing was perfect. Aloha.